What is up everyone, JJ here, and today I'm back with another video, and I'm going to be reviewing something that I wanted for a really long time, and I've used it for about 3 months now, and it's been my first purchase for lens filters, and it is the Cinebloom by Moment. I got the Cinebloom filters for about $75, and honestly it's really pricey for lens filters, but I felt like it was worth it for what I wanted. I only have one lens filter other than my ND filters, and it's been something that's just been on my camera permanently. As you can see, it's on the camera right now, and what it does is basically it lowers the contrast on your photos and makes it look less sharp, giving you more of a film, glowy, dreamy look that a lot of people are looking for nowadays. It's a huge part of my photography, and I feel like it was really important for me to get my digital to look a lot more like film and have it less contrast and commercial, so that's why I got it. And ever since, I haven't really taken it off for any of my photos. However, for video I take it off quite often, because usually with video I'm looking for more of a realistic look. In order to take photos with the Cinebloom, you also have to really understand post-production, editing mostly, as the Cinebloom doesn't instantly make your photos look the way that my photos look and how other people that use the Cinebloom use it look, as it just diffuses the photos, and when you take the photos it's going to be a little bit less contrast than what I personally like, and there's a lot less saturation than what I'm used to, so you can always edit that in post. One thing I highly suggest is that when you're outside in really bright lights, to really pay attention to your shutter speed and also the ISO, because you don't want your photos looking way overblown, because that can easily happen with this, is that it over diffuses and everything just looks way too glowy, and then the subject just ends up looking like something out of a painting, which is also something that you can do if that's what you want to do. But I would suggest you shoot in RAW, as you can really adjust the exposure much easier than if you were to shoot it in JPEG, because that photo will be a lot harder to change the exposure and highlights of. One thing I really like about the Cinebloom is that because I'm using a digital camera, I can really customize it and make it so that the diffusion is less or more than what I like, and that's what I usually do, is I would adjust the highlights in Lightroom, and that usually is what determines how diffused the photos look. So what I want to talk about next is the instances that I use the Cinebloom filter. I said for photos I use it for everything, but especially what I like using it for is at night, because with the LEDs the diffused look is amazing, and you'll see with the photos I show you right now, the LED lights really just glow and give that dreamy look. So I like going out in the city at night and taking photos of lights in my environment, and I suggest you to try it as well if you're gonna get this lens filter, as it turns out amazing. Next, I really want to discuss how the Cinebloom fares against film photos. I personally think that it's completely different from film. It looks a little bit like 800 ISO at night, but otherwise the Cinebloom is really just a digital camera that takes off the edge and makes it look a lot less sharp, which I really enjoy, but I wouldn't say it looks like film. Film has a very completely different look, and a lot of it is in the colors, so a lot of it comes in post editing. And I've done videos where I compare the Cinebloom to film photos, and people were always saying that it's a completely different vibe, and I understand that. And you can also use the Cinebloom filter with your film camera if you really want to get that look on the film as well. And I haven't tried that yet because I currently have a 77mm and I haven't gotten the step up ring to put it onto my film camera. But I suggest that you try it on as many film cameras as you want, as a lot of people do that, and the results are amazing. So yeah, the Cinebloom filter really helps with giving you a more creative look on your photos, and if that's what you want, I highly suggest you to get it. But if you're looking for other options, there's also the Black Pro Mist filters that are around the same price, but they have different percentages that are more specific than what Cinebloom offers, which is just 10 and 20%. If you look up diffusion filters, a lot will come up. I just got the Cinebloom because that's what I saw what a lot of people were using, and I wanted to invest in something that I can use in the long run, and I can guarantee that this will last a very long time, as the quality of it is really high, and I've dropped it a couple of times. I hate to admit it, but it didn't really scratch or anything, and I really appreciate the glass and the care that they put into the product. And Not only that, it comes in a really nice case, so you can really easily store it in your backpack and stuff, which I really appreciate, because a lot of filters come in plastic cases that are easily breakable in your luggage. Next, I want to talk about the two percentages that Cinebloom comes in, which is 10% and 20%. I know that a lot of people have a hard time deciding whether they want to get the 10% Cinebloom or the 20% Cinebloom, and I decided to get the 20%. And it really makes it hazy. And if you don't want to deal with that, you can get the 10% just for a little bit of diffusion, and I'm sure it'll do the same job. It's just that the 20% is a lot stronger, and it was a lot stronger than I expected. And I'll show you my 20%, and if you think that's way too much for diffusion, then go ahead and get the 10%. Next, I want to talk about the price of the Cinebloom. Once again, it's a really pricey product with $75 of investment into this one lens filter that's going to be on your camera. It's not a flashy purchase because camera people really like just getting new bodies and new lenses, and lens filters seem like kind of a underrated purchase, but I felt like it was a very good investment for me because it really gave a whole new look to my photography, and a lot of people noticed it immediately, and I noticed it immediately, and it encouraged me to go out and take photos more, and I think that's what it's all about. $75 is a lot though, and there's a lot of cheaper options. So if you want to start off with something cheaper, I highly suggest it because it's a diffusion filter, and it's not necessarily something that you need to get at that price. I just got the premium because I wanted the build quality, and I also really like Moment. And if you get a bunch of stuff on Moment, it comes in free shipping, so I decided to get the lens filter as well to cheapen the shipping because I live in Japan and shipping costs metric ton. Alright, I'm gonna end off this video by giving you guys the overall thoughts on this lens filter. Out of 10, I'd say this is a solid 9 because I just keep it on my camera all the time. The build quality is amazing. The look of it is amazing. I wouldn't say that this is a deal breaker, like if you don't get it, you're not going to be able to get the look that I get on my photos, because I was able to take photos that look just like this beforehand. It's just something that made it easier, the process for me. And yeah, it's something that I highly recommend for people that have already gone into photography and are looking to take that next step. But if you're just starting out photography and you're thinking that this is going to change your entire photography and the look of it, do not get this because it comes with a lot of patience in learning how to take photos with this lens filter. So I wouldn't suggest it if you're just looking for one thing that's going to change your entire photography level. So yeah, that's about it for the Cinebloom Moment filters. I really like this product, and thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to be doing a bunch of other reviews, just vlogs, and a bunch of other content coming soon. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, and in my description I have my socials, and I post there every single day, so you can check that out as well. Alright, see you guys.